The plans that are coming into the board are more in the nature of general outlines of the project rather than a design of the project. And in my experience, this is a pretty unusual way for a government agency to approve a project. And if you submit an application to Ohio EPA, for example, you submit detailed plans so that the agency knows exactly what impact that project is likely to cause. The same is true with if you go to a zoning board, or if you go to the Department of Agriculture for a livestock permit, or if you go to the city of Columbus for some sort of construction project. Those agencies all require detailed plans to be submitted in advance so that those agencies can determine what the impact of the project is likely to be. Here we have a process in which general plans are submitted. In some cases, they're so generic that you could just substitute the names of the applicant from one application to another and use all the same information from the other project as your general plan to be approved by the board. That's especially true with solar projects, for example, and is primarily the case with, in many cases, with wind turbine projects as well. Instead of requiring these detailed plans up front, the board has been substituting post-certificate plans, such as many of those that you see in items 1 through 13 on question 2 of your outline. So for example, in the solar project, a person who is going to be located next to a project will not know in advance whether the lighting from that solar project is likely to affect that person, because the plans include no information about the exact locations of that lighting. In the cases of borings, you have, in turbine cases, you have the developers saying that they'll submit the borings to find out whether there's going to be a problem caused by the turbine construction, the foundations, with groundwater resources that might be shallow or karst formations and those sorts of problems, and that's all deferred under the rules. And the rules specifically provide for borings to be submitted after the certificate instead of before the certificate. And none of that information is known before the hearing. I think that subjecting this detailed information to the hearing process is important to get the public's input, to obtain information from the public that might be germane to those decisions, and to test the information that comes in later through all these more detailed plans through the adjudicatory process, where the people who are saying that these projects aren't going to be a problem can be cross-examined to find out exactly whether those problems will occur. But here, all of that decision-making concerning lighting plans and borings and vegetative plans and solar glare and effects on GPS systems for farmers is all being left after the fact. It's all being left to decision-making after the certificate is issued, and it's all being made in private by the staff. The public doesn't have the option to participate in these discussions. The plans that are submitted aren't even public noticed, so that the public knows that those plans have been submitted so that they can comment on those plans. And these plans, just as much as the decision-making during the adjudicatory hearing, will be affecting people's lives, and they should have a right to have input in the decision-making there, rather than letting all those decisions be made in private between the staff and the developer. one specific question you asked is whether we believe that it would be beneficial to separate the decision-making into two permits, one for construction and the other for operation. My view on that is that I think it's more efficient and just as effective to have it included in one decision. And I would draw on my experience and yours with Ohio EPA's air pollution process, where you decided, or the agency decided there to combine PTIs and PTOs, permits to operate and permits to install, into one permit. I think that process works better, and that's essentially the process that is being followed by the board. And I think that combining the two facets of the project, operation and installation, works fine if the decision-making that results in that combined permit is one in which all aspects of the construction and the operation are fully considered in the adjudicatory process.
Thank you. We're going to go right down the road.